The Catholic Church, with its over 2,000 years of history and more than 1 billion followers worldwide, stands as one of the most influential institutions in human history. For many, its foundation is a story rooted in faith, beginning with Peter, the apostle of Jesus, and guided by divine will. But what if this narrative is more complex than tradition suggests? What if its origins involve human decisions, political maneuvering, and centuries of evolution rather than a single divine moment? This journey into the Church's history will challenge assumptions, explore the hidden depths of its foundation, and unravel the blend of faith and power that shaped its rise. From clandestine gatherings of persecuted believers to the majestic halls of the Vatican, the story of the Catholic Church is one of resilience, transformation, and paradox. As we delve deeper, we will uncover truths that may reshape not only our understanding of religion, but also the history that surrounds it. The foundation of the Catholic Church may not be as straightforward as you have been taught. While tradition holds that it began with Peter, the apostle of Jesus, the reality might be far more complex and even contradictory. What if the origins of the Church were not the result of a single divine mandate, but a series of calculated human decisions, shaped by faith, survival, and the politics of the Roman Empire? What you are about to learn could transform your understanding of not only religion, but history itself. Who decided Peter should lead the Church? Was it a direct instruction from Jesus, or a consensus among his followers? Imagine a group of persecuted individuals meeting in secret to lay the groundwork for what would become one of the world's most powerful institutions. How likely is it that such a monumental development emerged from a single person or moment? The answer might surprise you. Early days of Christianity, faith amid chaos. The Catholic Church, now a global institution with over 1 billion members, was born in an era of chaos and oppression. Rome was a hub of political intrigue, pagan worship, and relentless persecution. Early Christians didn't merely fight for their faith, they fought for their survival. How did this marginalized group transform into the dominant religion of the Roman Empire? This transformation was neither accidental nor miraculous. It was the result of calculated decisions, strategic alliances, and perseverance. Imagine the world of the early Christians, a vast Roman Empire filled with diverse religions and philosophies. Pagan rituals dominated daily life, and declaring faith in Jesus was often seen as a rebellion against both tradition and the state. Christians gathered in secret, hiding from Roman authorities. Their communities were small and their resources limited, yet they shared a unifying belief in the teachings of Jesus, which transcended cultural and societal boundaries. Peter and the question of leadership. Peter is often regarded as the first pope, but was his intention to establish an institutional church? According to Scripture, Jesus said, "You are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church." But what did Jesus mean by church? Was it an institution, a spiritual community, or something else entirely? The term Catholic, meaning universal, didn't appear until Ignatius of Antioch used it in 107 AD, long after the apostles had died. Who decided to call it that? And why? To answer these questions, we must revisit the early days of Christianity. Imagine a revolutionary movement led by fishermen, tax collectors, and societal outcasts, spreading a message that defied cultural and religious norms. Persecution was brutal. Christians were executed in Roman arenas and branded heretics. Yet this hunted group eventually gained imperial favor. Enter Constantine the Great. Constantine and the transformation of Christianity. Constantine's conversion to Christianity in the 4th century marked a turning point. But was it an act of faith or political strategy? In 313 AD, he issued the Edict of Milan, legalizing Christianity and ending its persecution. Constantine recognized the unifying power of religion for a fractured empire. Under his influence, the Church's foundation took shape, notably at the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. There, leaders debated fundamental questions, such as the nature of Jesus, divine, human, or both. These decisions not only defined theology, but also forged an institution that would dominate for centuries. The Council of Nicaea was a monumental event in church history. Bishops from across the empire gathered to resolve disputes that had divided Christian communities. Central to the discussions was the question of Jesus' divine nature. The resulting Nicene Creed became a cornerstone of Christian theology, but not without controversy. The debates were fierce, and dissenters faced exile or worse. This moment highlighted the interplay between faith and politics in shaping religious doctrine. However, the process was far from peaceful. Disputes, betrayals, and even violence marred the church's development. Christians who disagreed with council decisions were often persecuted by fellow believers. Ironically, the persecuted became persecutors. This underscores that the church's formation was as much about power and control as it was about faith, the formation of doctrine and scripture. Consider this: the Bible as we know it was not preordained. Dozens of gospels, letters, and accounts vied for inclusion. Decisions about which texts to include were driven by theological and political agendas. Early Christianity was a battleground of ideas, with groups like the Gnostics proposing radically different views. They emphasized secret knowledge over blind faith and challenged the authority of the Old Testament God. Their voices were silenced, their texts destroyed, some rediscovered only centuries later, like the Nag Hammadi scriptures in 1945. The process of canonizing the Bible took centuries. Church leaders debated which texts best reflected the teachings of Jesus and were suitable for guiding a growing Christian community. These decisions weren't purely spiritual. They were also influenced by the need to unify believers under a common doctrine. The result was a collection of writings that shaped Christian theology, but left many alternative voices unheard. Even Peter's primacy is debated. While Catholic tradition names him the first pope, historical evidence is less clear. At the Council of Jerusalem, James, Jesus' brother, appears to have held a more prominent role. So, where does the idea of Peter as the church's rock originate? Much of it stems from theological interpretation rather than direct evidence. Rome as the center of the church. Why did Rome, not Jerusalem, become the church's center? As the empire's capital and a symbol of universal power, Rome gave the church political legitimacy. Early popes consolidated authority there, navigating conflicts and crises, including times when multiple individuals claimed the papacy. These struggles highlight the human ambitions within the church, despite its divine mission. Rome's prominence was also symbolic. Tradition holds that Peter and Paul were martyred there, linking the city to the apostles' legacy. This connection gave Rome a spiritual significance that bolstered its political and religious authority. Over time, the Bishop of Rome emerged as a central figure, solidifying the papacy as a cornerstone of the church. Finally, consider Constantine's role. Though he championed Christianity, he retained pagan practices and was baptized only on his deathbed. Was his conversion genuine, or was it a calculated move to unify his empire? The Catholic Church's evolution. The Catholic Church as we know it today is the product of centuries of evolution. While Peter and the apostles laid its foundation, councils, emperors, and leaders shaped its structure. It emerged through faith, struggle, and compromise. This does not diminish its significance, but reminds us that even the most powerful institutions are built by human hands. The Church's journey from a persecuted minority to a dominant global force is a testament to resilience and adaptability. It raises profound questions about the nature of faith and the interplay between the divine and the human. Is the Church more divine, more human, or a blend of both? The answer lies in the intricate tapestry of its history, woven with threads of belief, power, and the enduring quest for meaning. Ultimately, the story of the Catholic Church is one of transformation. From its humble beginnings to its rise as a global institution, the Church's history reflects the complexities of faith, politics, and human ambition. Whether you view it as divinely inspired or a product of historical forces, its impact on the world is undeniable.